Woo-hei, known simply by his triad name. Woo-hei is one of the rare underworld figures who used his birth name as his moniker. Born in 1950, he arrived in Hong Kong from the mainland with his family before 1953 during a major wave of migration. They settled in the Sham Shui Po shantytown, which was essentially a refugee encampment at the time. This area was filled with makeshift homes of wood and tin, and life was defined by extreme scarcity, often steeped in garbage and sewage. In 1953, following the death of the 14K dragon head cook Cheung, the older leaders of the association engaged in a massive turf war against the Viet Cong in Shek Kip Mei. That same year, a historic fire-devastated Shek Kip Mei, leaving nearly 60,000 people homeless and plunging poor families like the Ngs into even deeper desperation. By 1956, the Double 10 riots, stemming from the 14K, led to a brutal crackdown by the colonial government. High-ranking leaders were forced into hiding, and 14,000 members in Sham Shui Po had to lay low just to survive. It was in this environment that children like Woo-hei, raised in the slums, sought to join gangs hoping to change their fate. By the late 60s, the Ng family was still destitute. Woo-hei had to work at a local market, but his wages were so low he was constantly hungry. One day, driven by unbearable hunger, he secretly stole bread from a bakery and was caught and savagely beaten by the owner. Despite the intense pain, Woo-hei bit down and refused to make a sound. Coincidentally, the 14K elder Tai Bei Dang was passing by and saw the boy's defiance. Impressed by his resilience, he asked why he stole the food. Woo-hei replied, "If I eat, I get beaten. If I don't eat, I starve to death." Tai Bei Dang then asked, "Why don't you follow me?" Woo-hei, intrigued, asked back, "If I follow you, will I stop being hungry?" Tai Bei Dang simply laughed, and from that moment, Woo-hei officially swore allegiance, marking his entry into the Triad world. Woo-hei started by guarding casinos and nightclubs on Kau Keung Street. This area was established by Tai Bei Dang and drew so many talented fighters that the underworld dubbed it the Valley of Villains. Woo-hei was not a tall man, but he was powerful, with a dark face and ferocious eyes, often compared to the legendary Zhang Fei from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. He became known for solving disputes directly with raw violence, earning him the nickname Gangland Zhang Fei. By the 70s, Woo-hei had risen to become the sector head of the Big Tiger Mountain area. Tiche, however, this promotion revealed a ruthless streak marked by courage but lack of strategy. In the late 70s, Tai Bei Dang handed over control of Kau Keung Street to his favorite disciple, Lap Cheung, known as the Kau Keung Street warrior, who was respected for leading with compassion. Although they were sworn brothers, Woo-hei grew jealous of Lap Cheung's success. In the early 80s, he marched his men over from Tiche to seize Lap Cheung's territory. Despite Lap Cheung's attempts to reason with him and show leniency for the sake of their brotherhood, Woo-hei was relentless, brutally attacking his sworn brother's subordinates. Lap Cheung ultimately negotiated, yielding 2 casinos and a nightclub just to maintain internal harmony within the 14K. This blatant betrayal caused the entire 14K to look down on Woo-hei. Not satisfied, Woo-hei moved on to Patlan Street and seized a nightclub from the notorious Hackback. Mosoon Brothers, Black and White. This brutal takeover further angered the underworld, as the brothers had just been forced out of Sim Sha Sui by the Sun Yee On. Despite his ruthlessness, Woo-hei did impose one strict rule: no prostitution dens or drug dealing were allowed on his turf, perhaps due to witnessing the devastation these things caused. In the late 80s, early 90s, Woo-hei sparked a major clash while drinking in Wan Chai, the territory of the rival Sun Yee On Triad. He argued with Wai, a trusted subordinate of Yiu-hing, the tiger of Wan Chai, and smashed a half-empty beer bottle over Ysa Mok's head. Yiu-hing viewed this as a direct and unforgivable insult. That very night, around 4 am, Yiu-hing led over 100 men in minibuses to Woo-hei's base at the foot of Chu Kao Mountain in Shek Kip Mei. Cornered, Woo-hei did not flinch, mobilizing 70 to 80 men armed with weapons to meet the attack. Yiu-hing wielded a massive, 3-foot-long meat cleaver, while Woo-hei carried a long spear. Both men were seriously wounded in the ensuing pitched battle. which ended in a draw. The fight was only stopped when high-ranking leaders from both the Sun Yee On and the 14K intervened to broker a truce. Woo-hei's downfall came in 1998 while enjoying himself at the Oriental Palace nightclub. He encountered the wife of Gai Geuk Hak, Cheek Foot, a powerful boss in the Wo Shing Wo Triad. During a polite conversation, Woo-hei, now heavily drunk, became upset by something she said. He suddenly pushed her to the ground and delivered a vicious, open-handed slap across her face. This was not just an attack on a woman. It was an irreparable offense to Gai Geuk Hak and an utter disgrace to the entire Wo Shing Wo association. Gai Geuk Hak immediately led over 100 men to surround the nightclub. Seeing the handprint clearly visible on his wife's face, he was consumed by rage. He grabbed a large cobblestone from a decorative planter and smashed it down on Woo-hei's bald head, drawing blood instantly. Realizing he was outnumbered, Woo-hei fled to the parking lot, attempting to use his car to ram his way through the crowd. However, the space was too confined. Gai Geuk Hak's men quickly pulled the keys out of the ignition. Woo-hei was dragged from his vehicle and beaten severely, until he was forced to kneel and beg for mercy. Following this, the Wo Shing Wo publicly spread the story and systematically purged Woo-hei's territory. No one in the 14K came to his aid. He had alienated too many, having even betrayed his sworn brother Cheung. With no support, Woo-hei was forced to flee Hong Kong and go into exile in Macau in Southeast Asia. The times had changed, and brute force was no longer everything. With his aggressive nature and lack of strategy, Woo-hei was seen as a relical failure, discarded by the changing era. Years later, in 2014, Woo-hei hosted a 65th birthday banquet in Sham Shui Po. Notably, his former rival, Cheung, attended to offer congratulations. Even figures from the old enemy, the Wo Shing Wo, attended, signaling that the years had finally resolved their bitter conflict. When Cheung, the Kau Keung Street warrior, passed away in April 2020, Woo-hei attended the funeral as a junior brother to offer a final salute to his sworn sibling. Hung Hung-gia, born 1948, was a legendary figure in Hong Kong as criminal underworld, a Teotihuacan gangster-turned-businessman who earned the nickname the Underground Emperor. His life was a complex saga, from a bullied child to a ruthless triad boss, and ultimately, a devout Christian spreading a message of redemption. From a traumatic childhood to a fearsome gang leader, Hung Hung-gia's childhood in Teatu shaped his arrogant and rebellious personality. Born into a family of warlords and landlords, his family often became the target of brutal struggle sessions during political upheavals. One of the most traumatic memories came at age 11, when he helplessly witnessed his mother being tortured. These horrors instilled in him a fierce drive to rise above his circumstances, making him aggressive, cold-blooded, and ready to settle disputes with his fists. After his family fled to Hong Kong, his wild nature intensified. Constantly expelled from schools for causing trouble, he soon fell in with the criminal underworld. At 14, he was formally inducted into the Triads, when he became a disciple of Big Fool, a senior figure in the 1-4K Triad. Despite being the son of a warlord, his father fully supported his choice, but gave him a stern warning. You must live with honor. Never be a coward. Never betray your brothers. If you bring shame to the family, it will break my heart forever. Gia quickly distinguished himself through his sharp intelligence and strategic mind, far surpassing Big Fool, who relied mainly on brute strength. He earned the nickname Little Strategist and Young Tiger, becoming the tactical brain of his gang. His rise was solidified after a bloody showdown in the 1960s at Tukuwan, territory then controlled by the Shui Feng and Unlock gangs. Big Fool, accompanied by Gia and Sifat, led a bold strike to reclaim a major piece of turf. Shui Feng retaliated fiercely, leading to a legendary gang war inside a restaurant. Surrounded by Shui Feng fighters, led by the infamous Immortal Gum, Gia's group was outnumbered but stood their ground. Gia's ferocity stunned everyone. Wielding 2 blades, he charged ahead and cut down enemies without mercy. This battle made him a household name in the underworld. Even veteran gangsters and Big Fool acknowledged him as a true blood-driven leader. At just 8, from there, Gia expanded rapidly, commanding over 200 men and controlling much of Hong Kong's illicit operations. A decade at the peak of power, 1974 to 1984, fueled by immense profits from illegal enterprises. Gia's ambitions kept growing. He moved into the narcotics trade, a domain of staggering profits and extreme violence. To secure his position, he cleverly planted his people inside the Hong Kong police force, forging secret profit-sharing arrangements. This was during Hong Kong's most corrupt era, when many active or former police officers were members of 14,000. Gia exploited this network to expand his criminal empire aggressively. He formed a three-way alliance with Hal Q and the Ma brothers to divide Hong Kong's drug market. When the police crackdown intensified in 1974, Hal was arrested and the Ma brothers fled to Taiwan. Thanks to his deep connections and inside protection, Gia remained untouched, ultimately monopolizing the city's drug trade. For the next decade, Gia's power grew to global proportions. He expanded operations into the Golden Triangle, parts of Europe, and partnered with infamous drug lord Canessa. He also manipulated international soccer matches for profit. His fortune became so vast that 10 men worked overnight counting cash until the banks opened each morning. Underworld figures dubbed him the godfather of Hong Kong's underworld. He lived in opulence. 4 wives, 8 celebrity and model girlfriends, and a lavish lifestyle that rivaled movie moguls. From prison to redemption at the height of his power, Gia began to feel the weight of his sins, witnessing countless families destroyed by drugs, especially after the fall of Hal Q left him disillusioned. As Hong Kong's ICAC Independent Commission Against Corruption began cracking down, he decided to withdraw from drug trafficking in the 1980s and turn to investing in nightclubs and dance halls. However, in 1984, he was arrested on drug trafficking conspiracy charges and sentenced to 14 years in prison. Widely believed to be political retribution for displeasing senior British colonial officials. Even behind bars, Gia maintained enormous influence. His intelligence and resourcefulness allowed him to improve prison conditions for fellow inmates, earning their loyalty. Upon his release in 1998, he wasted no time. He launched Asia's largest online gambling platform, manipulated sporting events, and opened casinos in Thailand and the Philippines, including one said to be the largest online casino in the world. He also mediated a heated dispute between Tycoon Lau, Fei Yihang, and 14K boss Wu Tudong, a conflict tied to actress Rosamund Kwan. His successful intervention prevented a triad civil war. At the same time, he owned Club 348, Asia's most luxurious nightclub, drawing thousands of patrons before it was shut down due to frequent violent incidents. Despite his business success, the underworld's shadows weighed heavily on him. His drug trafficking past haunted him, leading to severe depression and chronic insomnia. Even as he sat atop a massive fortune, a spiritual transformation, his turning point came unexpectedly when he met a priest who helped cure his insomnia. Gia began participating in social work, personally driving to visit and financially support families devastated by drugs. In 2008, as the 14K's power waned, Hong Gia converted to Christianity, becoming a devout follower of Jesus Christ. He founded Victory Church, aiming to guide former Triad members toward the righteous path. He gave up his wealth, fame, and criminal power to become a preacher. He frequently spoke publicly about the destructive nature of gang life and drugs. He was especially dedicated to helping ex-convicts reintegrate into society. One of his companies even hired only people with at least 5 years of prison experience, giving them a second chance. In his later years, Gia became compassionate, warm, and often smiling, a stark contrast to the feared gang lord of his youth. Hong Gia passed away from cancer in June 2018. His funeral drew countless former Triad bros and gang affiliates who came to bid farewell to a legend. His final message to young people was clear and powerful. The era of the Triads is over. Don't join the underworld. It's a road that only leads to death.